Greetings everyone, this is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with a special report. This Leo full moon we had is a major revealer. It is bouncing Saturn's wisdom in Aquarius. It's dropping it right into our reality. So if you've been doing the hard work and increasing your vibrations, you should be getting an amazing amount of information. So if not, we're gonna help you along here, and I'm gonna show you the secrets to time travel. Are you ready to have your mind blown? So let's head in and take a look and sit down and do some time traveling. This is in our little series here. We did a video on the big bad wolf and time travel. So let's go in and do a little, we're gonna do a little on the bright side. So come on in. Let's see what's going on here. So this moon's gonna unwind now and set us up for the big reveal. And here's a sneak peek. It's all about illumination. So that moon, wow. It is just shining and shining and shining. So let's get set up here for our little time traveling. Okay. So when we look at this big graph here, okay, that sine wave you're seeing, that is what we measure the north and south node of the moon. And that big circle is the orbital circle of the sun and moon, which we call the ecliptic. And so this is how we're affected by these orbital planets. So the future, if you see that arrow pointing in one direction, we feel the top of that wave of the future direction. And then when we feel the south node of the moon energy, we're feeling the bottom wave, the past. So the top wave is the future vibration heading towards the northerly direction in this electromagnetic energetic field. And what you're seeing is literally a huge top of the torus field, or actually the center of the torus field. So this is a lot of complicated stuff, but anyway, the basic gist is that sine wave is time space. So let's do a little time travel. We're going back to 1995. Maybe some of you weren't alive, but this was a generational shift.
The new album is called The Boy Named Goo, and I was just telling you guys before last night, I told everybody it rocked, so you're going to have to prove it. But you came all the way down from Buffalo.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Now, was that a great scene for you to get started in, or was it very friendly for you or not?
Yeah, well, it was kind of weird because when we first got started, we weren't really accepted into the establishment of the scene or whatever in Buffalo. So we kind of, with a guy that was managing us at the time, a guy named Artie, he, we kind of found our own scene. We just made our own scene.
Right.
And then it grew out of that, and a lot of bands are getting going now, and there's a lot of great bands in Buffalo, and so.
Cool. They're taking your lead then, right?
Yeah.
Now, is there so let's say then you have a very strong work ethic as far as like getting your own band going. I mean, is that like one of the ideological links behind the Goo Goo Dolls?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
very spiritual and theoretical people?
Well, theoretically or spiritually?
I don't know.
What are we talking about here? Yeah, sure, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess everyone is in their own thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because I've read in articles you guys are, I've been quoted as saying, your music is kind of about, things are bad around, but let's make it through.
Let's
rock!
Yeah. No. I guess our motto is, life hands you a lemon, throw it at someone.
Cool. Excellent, excellent. So now, what have you guys been listening to lately? I mean, your record is, I think there's people already out there sounding like you, and I know you guys have been compared to other people and stuff, but what have you guys been listening to lately?
Lately? Sam
Oh, yeah?
See, look, you can tell by the...
Sam I Am?
You can tell by the free t-shirt.
Excellent, right, right.
And, I don't know. I love that Magnapop record.
Very good.
That's a great record.
Very good.
And,
Now, didn't you guys, Magnapop, you guys have something in common. They were produced by Bob Mould. Did you guys work with the same producer as Sugar?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lou Giordano.
Yeah, and how did that go? I mean, because he's also from the old Husker Du days as well.
Yeah,
right?
well, he's like a totally cool guy and a great producer.
Mm-hmm.
And just a lot of fun.
Upstanding dude.
Great.
Upstanding citizen.
Now, you guys are going out on the road soon, right? Or now? Or are you already playing? You're playing here?
Saturday night.
Cool. Actually, though, and I warned you, I was going to sit real close because you're going to serenade me. And
come
you're going to play a
on
song
now.
now. What are you going to play? What are you going to play? What are you going to play?
Well, actually, this is sort of a departure from the rest of the record, and it's kind of a mellow tune. It's called Name.
Okay, dude.
Okay, man. I mean,
Dan, man, dude.
man, dude. I know you.
I know you.
You're that dude.
Dude, remember that time with the guy and the thing?
Yeah, right. He overhooked with the thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's hear something from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay. Wait, something's got me in them.
Good.
Something got me in it behind there.
Squeaky boy.
Take it, Peach. Even though the moment passed me by, I still can't turn away. 'Cause all the dreams you never thought you'd lose, get tossed along the way.
So folks, this is amazing because we can actually feel the angst of Pluto coming into Sagittarius. 1995. We're feeling the generation of Scorpio in their music. So this was an abundance of spiritual beliefs and change, and you heard her interview asking him about spirituality. And what's crazy is the nodes of the moon, which we were talking about time travel. Guess what? The nodes are at 8 degrees right now of Taurus, the north node. And I've taken you back in the past to the south node, right there in Taurus. So you have to understand that everything is connected, and Saturn is what retains our memory, lead. But in memory is where all the gold is hidden, the jewels. We just have to uncover it, open our mind back up because we fell asleep. And that's what this big awakening is. And we've been gifted with huge amounts of information. We are alive at one of the greatest moments, of history. So what are we going to do with it? So Pluto is finishing up in Capricorn, so we're going to feel this Capricorn generation's angst and their musical expression come out. We're going to see something really wild here in probably late March, April. And that'll be, this soul expression coming out. So we've all been through this huge pain of the dissolution of Capricorn, the structure, and Venus you know, having to make her way through the power structure and finding out, you know, what an ugly process it really is. So it's time to go back and reconnect with the fertile nature and understand the principle of duality. So we're all united and in duality in this reality. So this is part of the journey, is mastering, you know, the poles of duality. So we do that through reflections of others, and some of us, you know, we're attracted to the same pole, and that's okay. So this is part of the discovery process, but, you know, to create, you have to have flow of energy. And so if you're blocking, you know, any of these poles, then energy isn't flowing. So eventually that energy will run out, and then that connection starts to die off. So then we are reborn, or the process starts over again. So let's go back to the future here. Let's look at the current chart. So if you see the moon right here, my window I showed you was, you know, due east. So that moon is still in our view as it's setting. Excuse me, I said due east, it's west. You know, this moon is setting to the west. So, but we're feeling our heart, what we love and what we'd like to attract. It's out there. But your fear, anxiety, and worry and this outer programming has kept you, you know, your vibrational state from elevating to the area it needs to be in to launch yourself and your heart where you really want to be. So right now is the time to use this Aquarius energy, you know, this transfer of knowledge, and vibrate out the lower frequencies in your world. Mercury's still in the underworld here, and Mercury, though, has a connection to the outer world through Uranus and now Neptune. So Neptune is the broadcaster through the emotional waters of the spiritual story. It's the collection of all of our emotions. So when we collectively tune our emotions to happiness, this world will find equilibrium. And the poles of the earth will shift back to where it should be. So, breathe in. That's when we take in air, right? Fresh air. It rejuvenates us. And then we exhale. We're breathing out the fire. So we have to keep balance. And that's why understand, you know, breathing techniques are integral to maintaining your structure. Saturn is the divine marriage of the masculine and feminine principle. Saturn, the father figure, marries the mother, you know, feminine water principle. So you have fire and water married together, and that gives us the hexagram. So that is this star symbol that holds this divine math, you know, angles, light, ones and zeros, circles and lines. This is the awakening. So the universe is orderly until we become so polarized that it'll become disorderly. So we all have to snap out of the program that's creating, you know, darkness and destroying the next generation. So we have to increase our spin rate and focus on the north node, Taurus, the Earth. The Earth needs to regenerate its own power, and that's through us. Because what's interesting on this chart, this little picture right here and this one, what do those look like? This is called graphene oxide. And guess what it's used for? It's thin layers that can be applied to anything and it becomes a transistor. So it means it transmits energy, pictures, signals, frequencies. So your mind will be blown when they start putting this on flexible plastic, or in some cases, it's been put in the blood. This is what the conspiracy theorists are all freaking out about. You know, graphene oxide, it would be a transistor in the blood, and then microwave frequencies can cause these viruses to activate or deactivate. So that's a big debate. That's for whatever, you know, the great minds of science will figure out. So for your own purposes, this is us connecting to the natural processes of the body, not the artificial. So when we get in tune in the frequent wave function, we ride along this tide and you will go forward quickly. Zoom. But if you are fighting against this current, you're swimming against the flow, that's resistance. Okay? And, you know, a resistor. You're a resistor in the flow of energy. Some people are repeaters, right? They repeat the sound. All energy moving creates sound. So that's the transfer of the energetic motion, because everything's in motion. So we're all experiencing this huge wave in the body, and that is this higher mind, higher frequencies coming in so we can understand who we really are. Look down here. Illustration shows microwaves concentrated in a small region develop micro resonators designed to measure electron spin in small volumes of material. So this thin film of graphene can be, you know, in biological samples and metal crystals. So metals are how